Hello, this is our tutorial for this week and we've had a request for this one and it's John Denver's great song Country Roads Take Me Home, and as I say, we've had a request for this and there are one or two little bits and pieces that we can pick out to possibly enhance your playing of this song. There's not too much here, so this shouldn't take long. The first thing we need to mention is that the version we're doing is in the key of G, which is a slightly more comfortable singing key than John Denver's original recording, which was in A, but he had quite a high voice. So if you do it in A, you need to be able to get up to the F sharp above middle C, which is when you get to my age, that's that's not going to happen. I can just about hit the E above middle C, and downhill with the following hurricane I can sometimes hit the F, but F sharp, no, that's a step too far. So we're doing it in G. It's not difficult. The chords are all chords that you're familiar with, but say it's just little odd things about this song. And the first thing is the introduction. Just put it on a rolling G chord. Don't do anything, you don't need to do anything clever with it. Just, and it's that kind of beat. 2, 3, 4. And if you like to emphasize offbeat, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and with your strum, that sort of gives it a little bit of a twist. Now the first chord change is G to E minor. Now if you have worked with us on the ships, then you will remember, you'd better, that G to E minor is nice and easy because all you need to do is push your little finger over, holding down the G chord, and then push your little finger over to the 4th fret of the 3rd string. So you go from G to E minor. You're double fretting the 3rd string because your index finger is already there. It doesn't matter, you can leave it there or take it off, it's up to you. But from that E minor you're going to a D, and there's nothing we can do about that. It's a completely different change of hand position. Your D, you will either play it with those 3 fingers, 1, 2, 3, or 2, 3, 4. I usually play it 2, 3, 4.
I play it 1, 2, 3.
And Pam plays it 1, 2, 3. Or if you want to play it up like that, by all means do so, but you've got a complete change of hand position. Or you can play it up there. Any way you like. So let's look at this first line. The chord changes are every 4 beats, but the chord changes actually happen in the little gap between the lyrics for the first couple. So what we get is this anacrusis where the chord, the bar begins and then the lyric comes in on the second beat of the bar. So it's one almost, so we don't start the lyric and the chord on the same beat. So the chord comes first. And so it goes almost heaven, and then you've got that little gap in the lyric between heaven and West Virginia. Almost heaven, and that's where you put your E minor. West Virginia, and then you've got a little gap between Virginia and Blue, as in Blue Ridge Mountains, and that's where you put your D. So we're getting almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River, and that C chord is just 2 beats. The first 3, the G, A minor, the D, E minor, the D, are on 4 beats for each chord, but the C is just 2, and then you get back to the G. Now, the end of the line, the end of the first line, Shenandoah River, is where every club player practically in the world gets the timing wrong. I'll just demonstrate what most clubs will play. They'll go almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River, life is over there. No, it's a slightly unusual gap between the first and second lines. And the way to get it right is to count it. So let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Shin. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Life is golden. The life comes on the fourth beat of the bar. And I can't tell you the number of times I went and listened to John Denver's recording of this to get that timing right. So it sounds like this in performance. 1, 2, 3, 4. G, almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah. Life is old there, older than the trees, younger than the mountains, going like a breeze. And then you go straight into the chorus, country roads. So try to get that timing right, and you might have an uphill battle on your hands if you try to take this song to a club and say this is how it should be, because there will be a certain amount of resistance, I promise you. But that's really the thing to pick out from the verses. Second verse, exactly the same. It's you know the chorus. It goes, take me home to the place. Now that E minor, you're going to the E minor there in the chorus. You're going, country roads, take me home to the place. Now you can play your E minor 0, 4, 3, 2. But it actually sounds quite nice if you play it 4, 4, 3, 2. So your ring finger goes onto the 4th string, 4th fret, and your little finger on the 3rd string, 4th fret. It makes it a much tighter chord rather than still an E minor. You're just substituting a B note there for the G note, and I'm using, of course, my low G, Carla tenor. If you're using a high G, it doesn't really matter, because either way you're going to duplicate a note. On your high G, if you play it like that, Pam, put your little finger on the 3rd.
No, double.
Oh, Pam's double fretting with her ring finger.
It's easier
across
because a narrow neck. Anyway.
Across the 3rd and 4th string. But okay, so play it without. Now, sound your G note on the 4th string is the same as the G note on the 2nd string. But if you play it 4, 4, 3, 2, then that B note on the 4th string is the same as the B note on the 1st string. So either way you play it, you're going to get a duplication of one note. It's up to you whether you choose to duplicate the B or the G. And it just depends. But anyway, that's two alternative ways of playing the E minor. If you want to be really flash about it, then you can play it up there as a 4th string bar on the 7th fret and ring finger on the 9th. That's another position for E minor. Okay, now where have we got to? So those are the verses. The second verse, don't forget the timing at the end of the first line. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. All my memories gather round her, miner's lady, Ginger Tinkle. 1, 2, 3, dark and dusty, painted on the sky, misty taste of moonshine, a teardrop in my eye. Okay, so first verse, chorus, second verse and chorus, all sorted. Now we come to the bridge passage, the middle 8. The bit that goes, I hear her voice in the morning, how she calls me. Now, just to break things up, rather you've been strumming away like a good un for the first couple of verses and chorus, doing that. Putting the emphasis on the offbeat if you want, or not if you don't. dearie me. I think these strings are beginning to come towards the end of their natural life. Had them on for quite a while, and they don't like staying in tune very much.
And it's the difference in temperature.
Yeah, and it's perishing cold down here this morning. It was, when Pam got up, it was 11 degrees, for goodness sake. And we're only just into September. Right, middle eights, bridge passage. Rather than carry on that strum, try a couple of stops. You get, I hear her voice in the morning, how she calls me. The radio reminds me of my home far away. Single strums and stops, and either damp it or let it ring, your choice. So we've got either, I hear her voice in the morning, how she calls me. The radio reminds. So damp it. I think I prefer to let it ring. So we get, I hear her voice in the morning, how she calls me. The radio reminds me of my home far away. Now, in that next line of that, we've got a slightly awkward chord change. You're going from an E minor to an F. Now, in musical terms, that's called a modal F, because you're in the key of G, and an F chord is a full tone. So it's a tonal modal thing. And it just adds a little bit of interest. But you're going from an E minor to an F. So that's just might be slightly unusual chord change for you. And a lot of club songbooks miss out that F. It doesn't appear there. I think it goes straight to a C. And driving down the road I get the... And it's driving down the road I get the feeling. So don't forget that F. And also, you put a couple of stops in on the first part of the bridge, and it's also nice to make a stop at the end of the bridge before you get into the last chorus. But don't do the stop straight away. Play your bar of D7 chord first, and then stop on the first beat of the next bar. I'll explain what I mean. 2 lines. 2, 3. And driving down the road I get the feeling that I should have been home yesterday. 2, 3, 4, stop. Country roads. So you play, you give your D7th chord full value, and then stop it, so that Country Roads comes in a little gap between the accompaniment. That's about it, really. I said this one wouldn't take long. The only other thing to mention is that if you're interested in fingerstyle, this song is a great one to practice your finger picking, and the basic inside-outside finger picking style works brilliantly on this song. So it's one of those songs, and it's a well-known song. You probably don't have to look too closely at the chords and the lyrics. So you can start your finger picking, and you can practice finger picking so that you can change the chords without losing the beat, and that's the secret of it. So we're going something like this. So we're going, the strings that you're picking are 3, 2, 4, 1. So thumb looks after 3rd and 4th string, index finger looks after the 2nd string, and the middle finger takes care of the 1st string. So you're playing 3rd string, 2nd string with your index finger, 4th string with your thumb, and 1st string with your middle finger. So inside, outside, 3, 2, 4, 1. 3, 2, 4, 1. Now, if you want to try it at that speed, then it's great for your chord changing. So we're going almost heaven, E minor, West Virginia, D, C, G, And the way to practice anything really is to do it very, very slowly until you're comfortable with it, and then gradually speed it up until you go beyond performance speed. So you're going too fast. And if you can play it perfectly too fast, then that means you can slow it back to performance speed and know that you can do it without making too many mistakes. And so what you end up with at performance speed, if you're strumming, Pam,
Yep.
you get to a 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, almost heaven, just Virginia, each mountain goes gently over. 1, 2, 3, life is older than the breeze, younger than the mountains and blowing like the breeze. So that finger style works very well with this song, and it's a very good one to practice your in-out finger style. And that's about it,
It
really,
is,
isn't it?
yeah.
I think we've covered everything. As always, if you've got any queries or questions, drop us a message and we'll do our best to resolve them for you. Otherwise, we'll be putting a play-along version of Country Roads up on our Facebook page later on.
And YouTube.
And now Pam's figured out the technology. And we'll also be having our comic song, our Fun and Frolics Friday song. That's something else to look out for. And we'll have more of the same for as long as until we run out of songs, really, which will be quite a while.
Or until we can get on the ship.
Or until, what she said. Please. Okay, that's all from us for this week. And until we meet again, you know what to do. Stay safe, take care of each other, and look after yourselves. See you soon. Bye-bye for now.